Trigger warning. This play contains graphic descriptions of violence, abuse, and sexuality and may not be suitable for viewing for children under the age of 16. The sensitive content of this drama may be especially triggering for survivors of domestic abuse. At the end of the play, we will post helpline and social service information for any viewers who seek support.
Everyone. Hello everyone and welcome to our Domestic Violence Restorative Circle.
Oh shit.
This is our first day and as you know, we'll meet once a week for 6 months.
Oh God.
You're here because you've agreed to be here. I know that here means something different for all of us today. I'm so sorry that we cannot meet in person. During this pandemic, everything in our lives seems to be a test, whether we can make the most of a bad situation. We need to create our here, our meeting place, the responsibility to maintain it as a safe and a non-judgmental space lies with each of you, each of us in this group. Please speak up if any part of our process makes you feel unsafe or oppressed. I'm sure that all of you have already read the norms given on the consent form you signed, but let's go over them, shall we?
Yes.
So, Rohit, would you like to share them with us on the PDF?
Yeah, I have it on my phone. Shall I read it from my phone?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Be kind to the person speaking. Be honest. Active listening. Be present with the person speaking when it's not you. Show them attention, empathy, trust, compassion, and non-judgmentalism. Be respectful of someone's opinion and maintain boundaries. Confidentiality, yes, I think this is important. What is said in the group stays in the group. We have signed the informed consent to allow the spectators, students to observe, correct? Yeah, and we will not see or hear from them, though they may come forward with a written comment or a question.
Thank you, Rohit. We'll begin every meeting with a quick check-in. Then everyone will take turns being on center stage for about 5 minutes, where everyone in the group can make a comment or ask questions if you feel motivated. Okay, we'll start with our check-in. Rohit?
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Rohit. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Lucknow, and I have a hard time letting go.
Hello everyone, my name is Mithil. I'm 16 years old from Bombay, and I hope none of y'all are homophobic because I recently came out to my parents as bisexual.
My name is Ashok. I'm 36 years old and I'm a construction laborer. Yeah.
Namaste. My name is Rama. I am 44 and I am from near Kolkata. I live with my son.
Nandana?
Do I have to do this? Nandana, 21, live in Mumbai.
Okay, very good. Time for each of you to be in the spotlight. So who wants to go first? How about you, Ashok?
Okay. I'm Ashok, and I am from Muzaffarnagar, Uttar Pradesh. I work in Mumbai, and due to the pandemic, I lost my job.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to tell us a little bit about why you're here, Ashok?
I don't know. Actually, I was forced to come here by some stupid NGO lady.
Well, one second. You lost your job, so
So I'm an alcoholic.
okay, but this isn't Alcoholics Anonymous.
Well, sometimes I get violent.
There you go. Go on.
And this pandemic has been especially tough for me because my family had to bear the brunt of it.
Could you elaborate on that?
I don't have money to buy alcohol, so I am always frustrated. And I take it out on my wife and daughter.
Wait, what? You hit your daughter? Why the hell would you do that?
Oh, do you have any idea how stressful it is to have a daughter? Do you? I have two of them. I've already paid a fortune for the first one's dowry, and in that case, when they don't listen to you, obviously you'll get frustrated on them, won't you?
So you hit them?
Yeah, but there's no other option, right?
No other option whatsoever at all.
Of course.
None.
Oh, really? So now you two little teenagers will teach me? Huh? How old are you?
21.
Haven't your parents not taught you how to talk to elders?
Okay, and what do you know about parenting?
You don't get to say
Just keep quiet. I'm not hearing both of you. All right? You guys are too young to police me. Doctor, I didn't sign up to this group to be ridiculed like this by some petty teenagers.
Thank you so much for your honesty, Ashok. Remember, everybody, be kind and considerate in your responses to each other. Ashok, we see you and we hear you.
Right.
All right, then. Who'd like to go next?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Rohit.
Yeah, why I'm here, well, my elder sister got me here, and I still don't know why I should be here, but I think she always wants the best for me. So also I thought I should deal with something that I've been bothered by recently. Like I'm finding it really hard to let go of something, like most of the things in my life. So I thought, yeah, why not? Circles like this is there for, like, we come and share our problems, right? Like I've seen in Hollywood movies, that's what we do. So yeah, so I thought, let's try it. Why not? That's all I have to say.
So,
So what?
do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not dating anyone.
Okay, so did you have one?
Yeah, I was together with someone, then we broke up and we moved.
Of course, you broke up. Of course, she dumped you. If you beat her up, she's gonna fucking dump you. Or even at the fucking same. It's unbelievable.
No. We moved. We were together in college. We moved out. We tried to live together, and then things couldn't work out, and that's why. That's all why we broke up. And if it's about someone hitting anyone, it was her who used to hit me, and that, like, kind of that, like, very casually, or but I never hit her.
No, but you were hit by a woman. A woman hit you.
Rohit, You're speaking about something extremely traumatic, but I notice you're smiling as you say it.
Did you like it?
What? Nobody likes to be beaten, obviously.
I know, right? No one fucking likes to be hit.
But you know, when I miss her, I think I even miss those moments also. I don't know why. This is really weird, but I think this is something I should deal
Did
with.
she hit you in bed as well?
Rama, why would such a question occur to you at all?
Oh,
So
I don't want to say.
so
Okay.
it's not like she used to hit me in bed, guys. She is like, whenever I said anything foolish, she used to like punch me or like punch me in the stomach. That's all. Like, and not big deal.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, Rohit, give us some bedtime stories.
No bedtime story, but like, you know, once I was late for a movie, and then I, being myself, I said something foolish like why and why I was late, and then she hit me there.
She
So
didn't even wait for you to get home. She hit you there.
yeah, but like she had some grace in it, so that's okay. Being hit in public also, like, women have grace.
Well, it's important for me to point out, for us to realize that sometimes we laugh to cover up our pain.
I speak for all of us when I say this. What happened when you got home?
What? Obviously, she hit me again, and so this is something that we shouldn't be talking about. Listen. I am a feminist, okay, and I really want to be, and I really believe in women empowerment. We don't have to always
Whoa,
agree.
whoa, 1 second.
And
Feminism is not about girls hitting guys. That's misandry. Misandry. There's clearly something wrong with your relationship, huh?
Not something currently wrong, something that was wrong. It broke up now, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Remember, let's try not to put each other down, okay?
yeah,
Okay.
I think none. I think they were right. I don't have to say anything else, Dr. K.
Well, regardless of what gender the perpetrator is, violence is always wrong and is not an acceptable means of expressing any emotion. I think it's time to move on. Rohit, we see you and we hear you.
Right.
Manita, why don't you go next?
Oh, sure. Hello again, everyone. I'm Manita. I'm here because I don't have the best relationship with my parents. And due to me recently coming out to them as queer, it got worse. It has made it worse. Wherein occasionally they hit me. It's not so bad, but I would like them to stop. So, like, that's why I'm here.
Are your parents aware that you're seeking support in this group?
No.
Oof, daredevil you are.
Basically, the therapist I see for anxiety told me about this group when I mentioned that my parents had been hitting me for some time. And,
Yes, but what's the problem with that? I mean, parents, no, they hit anyway.
sir, you may have a problem. You may have no problem with that, but I have lots of problems with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was able to join this group simply because it was free, so my parents don't have to find out.
Mm-hmm. Ashok, any kind of hitting in the family is simply unacceptable. It's never the right way to communicate with a loved one.
Well, that's your opinion, doctor.
Beta, maybe you should have waited to tell them, na? Maybe it could have gone away, this condition, then.
Whoa, 1 second. My condition. And what do you mean by waited for it to go away?
It's not natural, na, Beta?
Actually, it is
Rama, on the subject of sexual orientation.
Natural.
It's actually very natural. And do you want me to explain how it happens or what? How,
Yeah,
like,
I'll
I'll explain? I can draw a diagram also. Venn diagram I'll draw.
Manita, do you have a boyfriend?
Are you fucking deaf? What the fuck did she just say?
No, Rohit, I don't have a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend.
Oh. You want to tell us more about it?
Okay. Basically, she was my best friend, and we both realized we had feelings for each other, and now we're dating for 2 months.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you, Manita, for so candidly sharing something so personal to you. We really appreciate your willingness to open up. We hear you and we see you, Manita. Rama, would you like to go next? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your son?
Arjun, he's 27. He's a bright child, and him and I, we live together. Yeah.
Oof. Where's daddy?
His father is in the Gulf states. He works in, I don't know what he works in, but he sends us enough money for us to live comfortably. So Arjun doesn't need to work, and I also stay at home. One day he told me he found a work, and he came and he was like, "Ma, I found a work." I told him we don't do that kind of work, so we just stay.
Okay. So what exactly do you two do all day? I'm just very
I stay at home. He goes out and meets his friends every day.
Whoa, 1 second. Do you know what's going on out there? A pandemic.
I tell him not to go out, but he keeps insisting he goes out, and
This
he
is why
comes home
India
with,
will never improve.
I cook different kinds of food every day, and I wait for him to come home. Sometimes I'm scared I'll fall asleep waiting for him, but he goes out and he comes back very late and so yeah.
So I don't see a problem here. What is the problem?
They they told me to come here at the ER.
At the ER?
Are you
The hospital ER?
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry.
So, would you like to tell us a little bit about how it came to be that you were at the ER, Rama?
No.
Well, that's okay. We hear you.
Wait, I will tell you.
Oh, okay.
So Arjun, he's a very smart child. He has been a very good son to me, in second grade, he came second in this painting competition, and he had made this little painting of me and his father and him. He's a very bright child. But when he was a child, I used to hit him because, and he hits me sometimes, and it's just inside the household. I mean, it's not it should not be a public issue, but one day he hit me and I fell off the stairs, and so I ended up at the ER, and they told me to go here.
You ended up at the ER, and
that's all. That's why I'm here.
we hear you, Rama, and we see you too. Nandana.
My turn, is it?
Yeah. Well, everyone else has gone.
Okay. I'm Nandana. I'm 21. I live in Mumbai, and I like men, unfortunately.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Men suck.
Yeah, especially the ones I choose, they do suck quite a bit.
So why are you here?
Well, long story short, my parents saw the scars on the insides of my wrist. I'm very inconspicuous, I know. And they decided I need help. Unequivocally decided I need help. So I'm here.
Are you okay now?
What's your deal, dude? Just back off.
But why were you self-harming?
Okay, firstly, none of your business. And secondly, you don't need to have a reason to self-harm, okay? People just, you just do it. You don't need a reason to do it. It just fucking happens.
Does it have anything to do with your taste in men?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, you already have a boyfriend, beta. What did your parents think about that? You're 20.
Yes, auntie, I have a boyfriend. I actually had sex also with them. Yeah. But that's natural, no? Yeah, man and woman.
Now you tell us a bedtime story then.
No. And I will keep you waiting. And you
It's
can
okay,
keep
beta.
waiting.
You don't have to share anything. You sign into a form, no? If you're scared, you don't have to share anything.
Yo, one second. I'm not fucking scared. I'm not a fucking coward, okay? He hit me. That's what you want to hear? Yeah, there you go, Sarah. He hit me, he slapped me around and yeah. Multiple times. Pushed me to the ground a few times. If you want more details. Yeah? There you go. Don't fucking look at me like that. Don't need a fucking pity.
Who wants pity?
Am I done? Am I done? This makes me very uncomfortable.
You must be drunk though, right? Why he was beating you or something.
Wow. You really have no boundaries, do you? And no, he doesn't drink.
That's worse.
Are we done?
Mm-hmm. Is she done, everybody?
Yeah, let her go.
Thanks.
Well, thank you. And for all of the students and observers of this who've just witnessed these sessions, if you have any questions for the participants or for me, you can feel free to keep them in the chat and we can discuss them in the next session. Thank you all. I think you're very, very brave to be here. Please stay safe, stay well. Follow the rules in your town about the virus. I'd recommend that you keep a journal for any feelings or emotions that might come up for you. You have our contact list. You may want to be in touch with me or with each other as the need arises. I'll tell you what we say at the end of a session. I see you, I hear you, you're valuable as you are. Would you all like to join me in saying that together?
No.
Sure.
Okay, see you next week. I
See you.
I see you,
See you.
I hear you,
Yeah,
you're
you
valuable
valuable
as you are.
Valuable as you
Valuable
are.
as you are.
You can turn on the chat now.
I could hear you wearing your clothes. That's how loud you fucking were. How are you?
I'm good. How was your day?
Better, I guess, than most other days. But still fucking stuck with my parents, so I guess there's only so much one can do. Did you manage to speak to your dad?
No, it's impossible to speak to him. Even today morning, I'm telling you, my dad wakes me up. I'll call you up on the phone.
Why are you always early?
You don't even say hello. No manners.
You also don't like being alone at home, right?
You think you know everything. You're just a kid.
Don't talk to me like that. Please.
You should come over sometime, Rohit. I'll make you a very good meal.
I don't think we can do all that.
Do what?
Like, come and go.
Of course you can go. And you don't have to leave. You can just stay here with me, you know.
Oh, excuse me.
I know, right?
I wasn't talking to you.
Is everyone here?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Before we begin today's session, let's take the time to acknowledge how far we've come. This is the halfway point of our 6-month session. Take a look around you for a moment and see each other for who you are. You've been honest with each other and helpful. You're all individuals with strengths and weaknesses and problems, big problems that brought you to us. You worked hard. Part of your work has been indirect, to show to us, to all of us, that the pandemic has brought very hard times to India. And it is in our families, in our homes, that we've suffered the most. But please remember, you're not alone. None of you. So, okay, let's check in.
Hi. Not feeling very good today. I'm feeling alone.
Hi, I'm good. Very happy to be here. I'm really glad, learning so much.
Wow, it's been what, 3 months? Can you believe that? It went by so fast.
That was fast for you. Are you fucking crazy?
I'm ready.
Okay, time for center stage. Who'll go first?
Can I go first today?
Okay, Rohit.
Yeah. Hi, everyone, again. You know, these 3 months haven't been easy for me. And after every meeting, I just go back home, like not go back home like we are all home, but like I just think whatever you guys say, and I just keep mulling over it, and you know those are all like things that I never knew, and this has been very good learning thing for me about myself. The whole issue of the whole thing about acceptance, which is just kind of taxing also because I didn't know anything about it earlier. But also the weird thing is this is also the meeting that I always look forward to. Every week I wait for this meeting to come and to meet you all. I don't know, this is very weird.
But why is that weird?
See, so earlier I thought my whole problem with not letting go will be the main thing that I have to deal with. But right now, when you come up with something that has been more intrinsic about me, and I never knew anything like that, like whatever truth bombs you tell, right? Nandana, whoever. So, so all those things I go back and keep thinking, and I just don't know why is it all true. And how self-harming I have always been my whole life. I just all I want to say is please don't stop yourself from being honest to me. Don't have to be thinking that I'm being rude or not. Just say whatever
But
you.
I have never been rude to you.
I'm not talking about you, Rama. You're
I
not.
think he's talking about me, Auntie.
No, Nandana, not you, not you.
So
No,
you're talking about me, no?
no,
You're
Ashok.
saying.
I'm not talking about you also.
Then it has to be me, huh?
I'm not talking about anyone here. I'm just saying whatever you say, keep saying I need it. I really need you to tell me those things. And
Okay, you're a fucking masochist. Interesting.
what?
What? What?
Maso what?
Basically, a masochist is someone.
It's best if you don't know what it means.
Okay.
Ignorance is bliss.
So again, maso what?
Forget it, yeah.
Masochist.
You actually, listen.
Yeah.
You know what's wrong with you. You know how to solve it. Good job. Go home. Ho gaya.
What I am already home. You are home. We are home. Why do we have to go home?
Okay, everyone. Take a breath. We see you, Rohit. We hear you. And we empathize with what you've just said.
We see you, we hear you, bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom.
Those are nice dance moves, Manita.
Very embarrassing too.
Ashok, what about if you went next?
Okay, I will go.
Actually, Ashok, excuse me for a moment. Wait, before you begin, we do have a question from the observers. You can't see them, but they're back today.
Okay.
It pertains to your participation. It's a question not really for you, but more about you. Okay. It says, how did the other participants in Counsellor case group on domestic abuse and violence feel about having an actual perpetrator take part in this space that is meant to be a safe space?
Oh, you're on the spot,
I'm
bro.
not answering that question. I'm not answering that question. Somebody else, someone take the answer. Somebody will answer.
Good job, Ashok. For once, something nice and sensible came out of your mouth. Anyway, what do we feel about this, Nandan?
Not great, actually. Yeah.
For me, at least, as much on the surface, I know that I should respect him and know that him being here is helpful and good for the future and restorative justice, etc., whatever. Subconsciously, the only reason I'm able to still see his face every day, every week, is because I know he's not actually nearby where he can hurt me physically and is very far away from me right now. That's the only reason I feel safe enough to come here with him every time.
Yeah. I think Dr. K, I think this is something that even I've been thinking, I would never imagine myself in the same room as these guys. No offense to Ashok here, but I would never imagine myself being in the same room as you. And I think will have to give the credit to pandemic for that. And I don't know, I see it very positively. That's all I have to say.
You see, Ashok is a good person. It's not the person that is the problem. It's the behavior that is that is the problem and is in need of change. Whatever Ashok has done, and he's so brave to talk about it here, we always need to trace people's actions back to their own history of trauma. And perhaps that's why this group goes so far. It's more than a therapy group. We're a restorative justice circle. We look at the great harm done in this pandemic of domestic violence, but we look at the harm from both ends, the people who have been harmed and the people who have done the harm.
Excuse me. I think it's my turn to speak.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. So, here is the thing. I know it has been 3 months, but I have now started working at the farm. I don't earn that much money because the distribution has stopped. And more than that, I have to work with people who despise me and treat me like an untouchable because they think that I am carrying the virus from the city. Even though I am making very less money, I barely have an income. My wife also does not contribute to this income. Doctor, I'm really sorry that I was not available for the last week's session. But I was looking out for food drives because people weren't they weren't lending out food to me or my family. And so we had to go to the Gurudwara. They are open every time, and they were open even during the pandemic, and they help us. They gave us free food even in this time. So,
We
yes.
hear you. We hear you, Ashok. And I think that you're holding up really great despite the stigma and the persecution you've been feeling around you. I can only imagine how frustrating it must be for you to feel so unwelcome in a place you thought was home.
1 second. I know from my place of privilege, I could never for the life of me understand what it's like to not have food for a day, but I don't understand why we are treating him like a victim.
Yeah, 1 second. Not gonna lie, he kind of deserves it, huh? Anyone who hits their family isn't any better than the devil himself.
Manita, perhaps that's taking it a bit too far. Nandana?
What? Oh, you want me to speak? Oh, right. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting this. Okay. Well, the anxiety has been lesser, as is probably visible. I haven't self-harmed in like 2 weeks, so that's yes, that's progress. I haven't spoken to my alleged boyfriend in the last 3-4 weeks. I don't know, I lost count. It's funny that I lost count. And yeah, I think I may be getting better. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, what, Dr. K?
We're really proud of you, Nandana. Is that all?
Oh no, I wrote a new poem.
Would you be willing to share it with us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not so sure. I after the last time, the whole like recording thing, I just
But
fine. I'll do you guys a favor and I will read it. But no one's recording, right?
Rohit,
no,
no recording.
okay, no one is recording.
Especially you.
I'm not recording.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Remember when I shaved my head and your love buckled under the weight of my fallen tresses? And with each lock that descended, I dropped my standards right back down to you. I saw myself for the first time that day. Bald, shaved, raw, naked, aka vulnerable. I saw for the first time the bare collarbones, the little reservoir they made for tears. Right before the dam yielded to the surmounting pressure, the impact leaving behind strategic scars on the insides of my wrists and my thighs. But I promised there was no ulterior motive to this. This was never meant to be my Willy Wonka's golden ticket to your precious heart, although chocolate fountains would heal me quicker than your words ever could. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I stood there frozen, immobilized by the fear of what I knew to be true. I'm sorry I shut my eyelids to unsee the disappointment in your eyes. Instead of putting on a smile, no, not the one where your teeth show, but the one where you shut your mouth and keep pulling till it stings. Again and again and again, I kept throwing myself at your words, fenced with barbed wire, and then complained at the bruises I acquired. But I asked for it, didn't I? Sometimes I stood before you, all solid and concrete and mute. And you just looked right through me, as though the breath inside of me eluded you. Right before you made my insides wane till I was one with your shadow on a new moon night, invisible. Wane till I dispersed like dandelion seeds in a thunderstorm. Wane till I eclipsed enough to be your avant-garde masterpiece. I was a fugitive stealing love I didn't even feel entitled to. You forced me to shrink in, but love, I am infinite. The universe is infinite outwards, words are infinite inwards, and yet here I am creating poetry about you.
So good.
That was beautifully and so beautifully rendered and so heartfelt, Nandana.
I'll go next.
Sure, Manita. Go ahead.
amazing poem, Nandana. I don't know how I'll be able to top that, but I'll try. It was beautiful. With me, right? Things have been stagnant, wherein they're not better nor worse, since we came up with a system where we use a safe word. If anyone gets too agitated during a fight and feel like they're about to lose control, then we all go back to our rooms to cool down until we're sane enough to speak to each other the next day. But yeah, otherwise I've been fine. Very uneventful week. No other updates.
Anita, did you get a chance to meet your girlfriend?
Oh, yes, actually, I did. So, I snuck out of the house one night. She came down to my building. And don't worry, I was socially distancing everything. Oh, it was beautiful. It was amazing. She even got me flowers, my favorite flower, okay? But, I mean, I had to throw them away because I couldn't show up overnight with flowers to my
It
parents.
still hurts. The memories of it still hurt. Not the physical wounds, those healed. It's just the idea that someone can love you and still want to hurt you.
I don't get it, honestly.
How do you reconcile loving and hating someone at the same time?
Because you don't choose who you love.
Would you hurt someone you loved?
I can't answer that. I would never.
I rationally know it wasn't my fault. I can't stop thinking about what I could have done differently.
Nothing. There's nothing you could have done differently. Regardless of what you did, he would have done that anyway. If not to you, then to someone else. You are not the problem, Nandana. He is.
Nandana, it'll be okay. It'll get okay.
Never your fault.
Yeah.
We see you, Manita, and we hear you, and you too, Nandana. I just want to tell you, Nandana, all of you actually, that while it's quite natural for survivors of domestic abuse to internalize the abuse and feel like it's their fault, I just want you all to remember, always, that it's never the victim's fault. It's always the perpetrator's behavior that is flawed. Okay, Rama, would you be willing to go next?
Yes. It's been 3 weeks now. Arjun hasn't come home. And I kept calling him, but he hasn't come home. I told you last week that he will come, but he didn't. And someone called me and said that they saw him with some girl. And I checked the bank account also. He hasn't been making any withdrawals. So I feel like maybe he's taking money from whoever that girl that he is seeing. And I hear that he's dating, and she's not a very nice girl, And I called up his father and I told him, I was like, Arjun has a girlfriend. What do I do? And then his father laughed and he was like, oh, Arjun has a girlfriend. I don't know what he's doing. It's been 3 weeks and he hasn't come home, and I miss him, and I don't know. He needs, he needs his shirts ironed perfectly crisp. Otherwise, and if you don't give him food, he won't eat it. He needs his socks outside always, every day in the morning to go out. And I also heard that he actually got a job, and I miss him a lot. I just wish he would come back home, and I miss him, and I miss our play fights. I just miss.
Whoa! Once again, Did you say play fights? What is wrong with you?
In 1 second, just.
Manita and Nandana, you two both just quiet. All right?
I wasn't talking to
Respect-
you, so I don't
just
even give a
be
shit about what you
respectful to
think.
Rama.
But
All right, she's much senior to you.
okay, Mr. Whoever you are.
One question, huh? One second.
Uh,
Ashok, when you were hitting your wife and daughters, did others also say those were play fights?
Shut up! You mind your tongue there. What did you say?
1 second.
Okay.
He's not keeping inside the house.
I don't give a shit about your fight, okay? Just 1
No,
second.
you shut up, okay? You
Yeah.
are a 21-year-old and you will not let anybody else speak. You remind me of that bitch, even the bitch that my son went to, even Rohit, you're trying to trap in your all this jal, no?
No,
That's what you're doing.
Okay.
The witch hunt, is
Okay.
it?
You
It's a
said
witch
you
hunt.
won't let
Okay,
anybody
so
speak.
That bitch is
you know what? I don't get it.
Everyone.
Your son
Ramani,
beats
please,
you
Ramani.
up, but he's doodh ka dhula hua. But your
I also
but
beat
this
him up,
girl
okay? When he
trapped
was a
him.
child. It's on it.
You know what? No, this is the problem with our country. This is the problem with the men in our country.
No, the men are great in our country.
No one tells them that they need to mind themselves. Everyone's telling
No.
the girls what to do.
Rama, you need to understand something. You please understand something. You should not be here, you know. It should be your son who should be here.
My son has not done anything.
Should
My
be
son is
doing
innocent, okay? He has not
You
done
know,
anything. It happens in every
Okay.
household.
Everyone.
Women like Nandana and Manita, these teenagers, they should not be policing someone like Rama.
Teenager, I'm
Everyone needs to
21.
take.
There's no
Everyone-
My life is revolved around it.
21.
Everyone needs to take
Mind your
a
age.
breath.
1 second. Listen. There's some Dr. K. Firstly, I need to say this to you, huh? You have honestly been useless here for the past 3 months. Put a mirror up against yourself. Wow, very good, huh? Like that's going to do anything to us. You're making all of us into narcissists. We need to look at each other right now. Fix each other.
Also,
We have no
1 second.
respect towards
Isn't this transfer?
Everyone.
So
Where
I
Please.
Oh, wait.
Everyone,
Listen
please.
to her. She's trying to
Everyone,
I
please.
heard. I
trying
saw
to
what she's
speak this.
doing with.
help us.
Listen
Oh,
to
now
I
she's
her.
gone.
see you. I
She's
hear
gone now.
you.
Guys,
Valuable.
She's gone.
Everyone.
Coward. Now she
That is not
Let's not talk-
transference,
Let's not talk-
Nandana.
let's not
Okay,
talk
so if it's not
It
transfer,
is-
what is it?
It is natural when you're in pain to project parts of your
Projection,
unresolved
that's what.
issues
Tomato.
onto others. This
Well-
space has been created for you to
know
feel
what?
comfortable sharing your feelings,
You
but
and
not
this
in this
all of you are
uncivilized.
just fucking full of bullshit.
I can't deal with this
I'm a
today.
fuck off.
I've had a
Go ahead.
trash
I
day.
see you.
Manita,
I hear you.
I hear you,
The
fucker.
valuable.
don't talk to Dr. K like that.
What is happening?
I'm sorry, Dr. K. I'll go. I see you. I hear you.
You-
Be
you-
valuable as you are. Can I go?
You can, yeah,
Just-
you can. Go ahead, Rohit. Okay. For all the observers who've been witnessing this session, I think you can feel free to put any questions you might have for me or the members in the group in the chat, just as before. And we'll
Doctor,
Yes, Ashok.
Dr. K, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Doctor, did you just see what happened?
Oh, yes?
I didn't respond. I didn't respond at all. And I didn't yell.
Mhm.
Everybody else was yelling and not me.
I know. Yes, that was very good, Ashok.
No, it wasn't. I had one chance to really engage, to really work with others. And I missed it. I missed my chance.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Doctor, nothing is working for me. Nothing. Everybody is growing closer. Nandana, Manita, Rama, Rohit, and yes. And I'm always outside of it all. nothing is changing for me. This group, I mean, I don't know if it is the right thing for me to say, but I don't have any empathy for anybody, doctor.
Ashok, that was a brawl. That was a street fight. That was by no means a restorative therapy group session. And you've come a long way. Did you not notice that you did not participate in that war?
But I started it.
Not really, Ashok. I think everyone was ready for a war.
No. This was not a war. You know what a war is? War is something that I have been doing to my family. What my father did to me, that was war. I know because I've lived through it. I've lived the entire life facing this, and I don't want to live through it again. I don't want to continue, Dr. K. That's why I'm here. I don't.
Well, you didn't.
Well, but if it hadn't ended when it did, I would have jumped back in.
No, I don't think so, Ashok. To me, you were showing real, authentic restraint. Even, can we say, empathy?
Empathy.
Ashok, your video's on, Ashok. Ashok, can you hear me? Ashok, you okay?
He's all right, Manita. It's okay to cry in this circle. Maybe he's crying about all those times he did harm to his family. Real harm. All those dozens of times he could not control himself. And he went too far. And though he can never get those times back, he can still change.
That's cold now.
Last day, huh?
What?
Last day.
Yeah. It's been quite chilly this morning. It's cold there also, what, Rohit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been raining also.
Hello, everyone. Well, who would have thought that after 6 months, we'd still be in the middle of this pandemic and still meeting so remotely. It's like time has just passed us by and we didn't even realize. Are you all present?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me start by stating the obvious. This is our final class, the closing of the circle. As our circle closes, I want to tell you how much I value and cherish each of you and the things I've learned from you. I admire your resilience and your courage in being so willing to share some of the most painful moments of your lives in this space that we created together. So shall we have our final check-in?
Hi, I'm great as ever, and let's see how it goes. Last day.
Yeah. Um, all I can say is thank you. Thank you so much.
Um, Hello everyone, and goodbye, I guess.
I'm gonna miss you so much, all of you.
Today is a good day. I'll miss you guys, but like I'm also kind of glad it's over. I don't know what. Sorry to be the devil's advocate, but like kind of had enough of you all. So yeah.
Before we begin today's center stage, we've received some questions and comments from the audience. Here's one I thought that was very relevant. It says, when are Indian women going to get their shit together and overthrow the patriarchy? It's so toxic.
Doctor, why do you only choose questions about me?
No, I think this one is about me.
No, I'll tell you. When all the men on earth disappear.
Okay, one second. I have an issue with the fundamental way in which this question is framed. Women getting their shit together. Okay, just I don't think we should discuss this on the last day. Just I don't know. My opinion.
We're ready for that conversation. Considering it's our last day, let's not go there again.
Right. I respect that. So, center stage. Who wants to go first?
Well, since we're all breaking patterns, maybe I should go. Maybe, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. K, may I?
Go ahead, Nandana.
Okay. Wow, this is super weird. The grounding techniques really work, Dr. K, so thank you. My anxiety is a lot lesser. There's still times I get anxious, but square breathing really helps. Highly recommended. I haven't cut myself in 3 months. Yeah, so progress. I broke up with my ex-boyfriend now, asshole. Yeah, I mean, I'm still stuck at home with my parents who aren't the funnest people, most fun, I don't know. But yeah, and am I fine? No. Will I become fine someday? I don't know. But I have hope, which is a lot more than I could have said for myself 6 months ago. And I'm really grateful for y'all. I mean, y'all were like annoying and all also, but y'all also helped. And also, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I was I was definitely a bitch to a lot of you, and I'm really sorry. I was stupid 6 months ago. I wanted to deflect everything that came my way, and I thought because the world sucked for me, it should suck for everyone. But I kind of forgot that each one of you, including Ashok, were wounded, and that we all have come together to heal. Yeah.
I wanted to say that I am really glad that you have stopped cutting self harming, and keep it up. And I also wanted to say that I'm sorry if I have.
God, no, Rama, please.
To you.
No, it wasn't you. It was me. I mean, that's also what all my ex-boyfriends said to me, huh? But anyway, point is, yes, Ashok.
I have never spoken to you, but I have to say thank you for being with me and tolerating me in this session.
Thank you, Ashok. I really hope more men become like you. Not in the sense of the violence and all of that, but just acknowledging their mistakes and getting better.
Okay, serious things apart. Are you joining back?
Oh no, I decided that I'm gonna go for individualized personal therapy because I just feel like there's some stuff I cannot discuss in front of other people.
But
And
you just said ki you just said ki you don't know if you have healed or not.
hence, I want to go ahead and do individual therapy.
I know you said that one day you don't know if you'll ever be fine or not, but I do, like, from the bottom of my heart, genuinely hope that one day you're able to wake up and say that today I'm fine, you know. And if you ever need to talk about anything, happy, sad, doesn't matter, I'm one phone call away. I really care about you and I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, Nandana, this is something even I've been like meaning to tell you. I don't know, you have been outward very rude to me all the time, but I also think,
I
and
deserve it. I deserve it. No, keep
yeah,
going.
yeah, I'm not wrong. But I also have to say that you are one of the most beautiful person I've ever met, and
You're flirting with me right now, Rohit. But
yeah,
thank
and
you.
I want you to reconsider joining back to the session.
No, you're not gonna sweet talk me into it.
Right,
I'm done. Let's get going.
right. Thank you so much, Nandana, for sharing so very candidly throughout the 6 months in this group about some very personal and painful parts of your life. I'm so glad that you've decided to take forward the path of your healing through personal therapy, and that you've shown so much resilience and empathy towards everyone in this group. And I think that the learnings that you've shared with all of us will stay with us. So thank you, Nandana. And we see you, we hear you, and you're valuable as you are.
I'll go next.
Right, Manita?
Okay, so hi everyone for the last time. And hi to you out there. I know you're watching. Thank you for being so patient with us and keeping your mouth shut. Just kidding. These past 6 months have been a stage of my life that I can never forget. Thank you all so much for helping me grow. The conversations that I had with you guys helped me speak to my parents, and we're finally getting family therapy together. And yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah.
Also, you finally accept me for who I am. So, yeah.
Wait. So your parents are okay with you being? I mean, they don't have to be okay with any of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Basically, I don't get thrown out of the house.
Okay. That's great. That's a great place to start.
But this has, however, only been like all this was only possible because of you for's help and Dr. Kaizin's help. Yet I have decided that now it is time for me to move on in my life and not return to a restorative circle, because I feel like I've got what I've wanted from these 6 months, right? And thank you all so much for everything you guys have done for me. So you guys are like a second family to me, and you always know you can call me up. I'll always pick up.
Manita, can I ask you something? Do you still hate me?
No, no, actually, no. I don't hate you. In the beginning, I saw you as every other horrible parent that beat their child up. But, and I had lots of hatred for you. But the change that you've shown us in the past 6 months, the willingness to grow and improve, have made me warm up to you. And I really hope you can communicate with your own daughters the way you have communicated with yourself and with all of us here. And please educate them. Honestly, I promise you, they will give back to you one day. And I'd definitely love to meet your daughters and your wife as well one day. The whole family. That'd be great.
Yeah, Manita, this is something that you should know. You really light up this place, and you
You're
have
gonna
the.
flirt with everyone, no?
Arey,
Banda.
Vanchika, don't be
He's
But
jealous.
flirting.
It's okay.
He's
I'm not jealous and all, na? Please.
Sure.
I'm not.
Hmm.
yeah,
Continue.
so yeah, so yeah. What I was saying was that you should also think about joining back. I don't.
Thank
And
you so much, Rohit. Even though we fought quite a bit, you're generally like a very good person, always cheerful and positive, and you're just great. But I really hope you can move forward in life as well. But I have made up my mind about not rejoining. So thank you for respecting my decision.
Are you sure, Manita? You can just come back.
I'm sure.
Manita, thank you for sharing some very personal things in this group and for contributing so constructively to everyone's growth. I'm so glad that you and your family have decided to get into family therapy because it's seldom an individual process and is so deeply rooted in the healing of the family system and the community at large. I think we all as a culture need to understand that no matter how young a person may be, Manita, they may already be aware of their sexuality, and we must grow to respect that.
That is your opinion, doctor.
We
Doctor,
see you and we hear you, Manita, and you're valuable as you are.
Thank you.
Yes, Ashok,
may I go next?
go ahead.
Mm. So it's been, as we know, it's been 6 months. It's the last day of this uh, therapy group. When I started off with this group, uh, I was not a very good man to look up to. You know, being a father, I don't think my children would have looked up to me. But after, I actually did not want to come here, but fate had me pulling here in this place. I am very happy that I'm here and I have been a changed man. But however, things in my life has not changed that much. We are not financially stable, and my daughter does not speak to me. My wife, and the thing is, there is no alcohol. That is the plus, but economically, I'm still not stable. But however, I do not look at this problem as the way I used to, when I came to this session. So I'm very, very thankful that way. And I think everything will fall in place. And now I see myself as a more human being, you know, a more gentle person. And I'm thankful to all of you. And I'd like to say, Manita, I really wish that my daughter, turned out to be as smart as you and as articulate as you can speak in front of so many people, without any hesitation.
I'm
And so
sure she will if you educate her because this is support her and educate her. That's all you can do as a parent.
I will. And Rohit, I'd like to tell you something that you are more man than me, and you have inspired me throughout. You're much younger, but I look up to you. Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you.
I disagree, Ashok. I don't think being a man means you have to be faultless or infallible. I think every human being, man, woman, cisgender, transgender, everyone in between, makes mistakes. We fuck up, and unfortunately, we are outcomes and products of the world and the society we live in. But the most we can do is acknowledge where we're messing up and try to be better. And that's for everyone. And that's what makes you a real human being. Having the the understanding to realize you've messed up and be better, be different, unlearn. And you're doing that.
Thank you, Nandana. And before I forget, I want to ask Manita. Manita, as you said that you are applying for family group, family therapy. So I think I also want to apply for this and my daughter and my wife. So I wanted to ask you how to go forward with it.
So I'm really sorry, but my parents are paying for it, so it's really expensive. I'm really sorry, but I'm sure like everyone else around here and Dr. K can like come up with some more sustainable options.
Yeah, I'm sure like there's like
Oh.
pro bono therapists
Sure.
and stuff.
Yeah. Yes, Ashok. I think I have some resources with me I can share with you after this session. With that, if all of you have shared whatever you had to share with Ashok, thank you for your very candid and insightful disclosure, Ashok. I think that, as you rightly pointed out, your circumstances may not have changed, but your perception of them has certainly changed in a way that helps you foster more adaptive behaviors to cope with the stress you're facing. And I have to commend you, as Nandana did, on the insight you have shown and the accountability you have demonstrated over the last 6 months in this group for the choices you may have made at a time when circumstances were beyond your control and you did not know better, but now you do. And you will have some unlearning to do. Perhaps the journey of healing may not be complete and the family might need additional support, but we are so happy that this journey has been so productive for you. We see you, Ashok, and we hear you, and you're valuable as you are.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Let's get moving. Who's next?
Right. Rohit,
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
like to go?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Last day, and even though these 6 months I had my own syllabus of preparing for the CAT exam and everything that I had to do, and I like in the next 2 months I have my I don't know if the exam will happen or not, but like my parents are really expecting that I'll crack it this time, but but I don't know. Past 6 months, the only thing that I've been religiously doing are these meetings, and that's what I've been looking forward to, and. It's just weird today that I just didn't want to come to the center stage, unlike every other time when I was so excited that you guys will talk about me, will discuss me. But I just didn't want to come today because I just don't want to end, I just want and everything that we have made to just end it like that. And I don't know who will be rude to me, Nandana, after this.
You want me to be rude to you? I'll call you every day and be rude to you.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. How many
You,
times a day you want me to call?
you won't
I'll
call me.
start a call center helpline.
You won't call me.
Of course I
So,
will.
so let me come to the point. All I am saying is, guys, please rethink about joining here. But it is so great, right? We just come together and we talk about each other, and we are keeping us together, right? And I don't want new
In
people.
marketing, you're doing what? For Dr. K? PR executive you are?
What
Paid for this?
I have not even seen Dr. K. Has anyone seen Dr. K? What marketing I'll
That's a
do
good
for him?
point.
She
Yeah.
came once, no, in between.
No, she
But
didn't. You are imagining this.
I've never seen him. So, so, so just please come back. I don't want new people and the new energy. Then I don't want to adapt to everything. Okay, just give it a thought and come back. It'll be great.
Yes, everyone should come back.
Yeah, Ashok, what about you?
Well, I may come back.
What? Okay. So So Ashok is in Nandana, Manita, let's just think it over. And
No.
Okay, Rohit. Thank you so
also,
much.
sorry, Dr. K, I had to tell one thing about Ashok. Like, I don't remember talking to him directly. Like, it was always by some conversation with him. But man, I have a huge respect for you. Uh, half of the time I've been thinking what kind of person you are. But you have that courage to accept and come here at this space. Like, unlike most of the people, I just want someone to tell it to my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, fucking know that she should be here and she should be here in a circle like this and she should do something about it. And you have that courage, she doesn't. And I have huge.
Right, right. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad that this circle was something that kept you going during this pandemic, Rohit. I think we all need as much contact as we can get with other human beings. And Rohit, I think you were pertinent in pointing out that your ex-girlfriend would probably benefit from a group like this, and it would prevent her from working out her unresolved issues on any other partner she might go on to have. But you don't have to answer that question immediately, okay? Thank you so much for choosing to continue on your path, because as I've said before, healing works on its own timeline for different people, and we should respect those of among us who believe that they've come to a point in therapy and in this group that they desired to be at when they began. And I would welcome and be more than happy to have any of you who would like to continue this process in my new group. Rama?
Yes. First of all, I'm very glad that Rohit is coming back. Arjun hasn't been home in months, and this is the only thing I look forward to. So I'm looking forward to the other session as well soon. Arjun he hasn't been home in months, and he is living with that bitch. And that bitch, I don't know what she has taught him, but Arjun and I, we were happy in our house. We were happy in our own bubble. He didn't need to work. I didn't need to work. We were happy. It was all inside our household, and now he has gone and he is living with that bitch, and I don't know what she has taught him.
Rama,
I feel like maybe he is for us.
Rama, do you realize your life and your happiness revolves around your son?
I am a mother, Nandana. You will understand when you become a mother as well.
So being a mother is the only part of your life.
Regardless, what do you like doing in your free time then?
I like to cook for my son. I used to cook a lot of things for him.
What do you like doing for yourself? How old are you again, Rama?
44.
You've spent 44 years of your life not knowing what you as an individual like.
It's okay, you can start now. You enjoy cooking, right? Maybe you can cook for someone other than your son. Cook for yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I was going to say this. You should all come over after this pandemic is over, and I make very good biryani, and I'll cook whatever I want, whatever you want for you, and you can come and we will have a good meal, and you can all stay over also. I have a huge house, and we will have beds. You can all come over. Okay, I'll make biryani for you.
We'll come over if you promise that you'll stop living your life for your son and do it for yourself. If you can promise us that, we'll come.
Easier said than done.
I don't
Yes,
know.
easier said than done, but you have to put that in.
Rama, past all these months, I've been really, mad at you. I don't know if you have thought of I don't. So, whenever I see you, you always remind me of my, older self, my someone who just doesn't know that he's being mistreated, and it always pissed me off whenever you say something like that, and so that's why I've been most of the time very passively aggressive towards you. But No, but you know, right? I have always thought the best for you, okay? And I have nothing against you. Please don't think anything like that, okay?
Yeah, I don't think like that.
Hey Rama, you know the silence that followed after I asked you what you like doing for yourself? And about like how you spent 44 years of your life not knowing what you want to do?
Mm.
Maybe you should think about that silence a little more.
Mm-hmm. Right, Nandana. Rama, we always have a choice in life. And every person, regardless of how much privilege they have or don't have, they always have skills and talents that they can utilize. But the choice is always up to you. And maybe the absence of your husband and son are a blessing in disguise, an opportunity that affords you more freedom. Mhm.
I'm thinking of calling my husband back now. He has been out for a long time.
I know it can be scary, the prospect of examining and unraveling your entire life. But think about it, and we'll be together again when this circle starts over. And maybe we can start from there, a new starting point.
Yes.
And now our circle is closed. Remember that all that has been said here, that has been revealed here, is confidential. It remains here in this powerful space that you have created, which now comes to an end. But what you learned about yourself goes on. That doesn't close. All of that will be there with you as you go on and live your respective lives. I see you, I hear you, and you're valuable as you are.
I see you.
I see
I
you.
hear you.
I hear you.
Valuable
You're
as
valuable as you are.
Wow.
Now, before we separate, I'm going to post some information for you that I think is very important. You may want to note it down or get a picture.
Oh, wait. I want to take a picture. Send it to my friends. I think they might. Yeah.
Send the picture to me. Yeah.
Huh?
Also, hey!
Is that you, Dr. K?
Oh my God.
Dr. K,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hi.
you're
Not
so
the
young.
face I put to that.
I see you. I
I
hear
see
you.
you.
Oh, you do. I see
Valuable
you.
as you
Hear
are.
I
you.
hear you. And you're valuable
Valuable
as you
as
are.
you are.
Yeah, you're valuable as you are.
Valuable as you are.
And bow.
Okay. Now we're going to take some questions or comments from our audience. Please, everybody, post them in the chat. Meanwhile, Peter's here. So, hi,
Hello.
Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
I have a question for you, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell us about Get Thee to the Funnery.
Oh, Get Thee to the Funnery. Oh, first I should say hi, everybody from Vermont, where it snowed 2 feet yesterday, and we're now enveloped in this beautiful white blanket of snow. For 23 years, I've been running a Shakespeare camp in Vermont for young people just like this. And it's called Get Thee to the Funnery, as opposed to what Hamlet says, get thee to a nunnery, right? And people come together and we say that we meet under the sign of the four, the heart, the mind, the body, and the voice. And this year with the pandemic, we were not going to not have the camp, but I had a bunch of people in Vermont who were so touchy-feely that they didn't want to do the camp if we couldn't meet in person. So I said, fine. And I got on the phone and I called India and I called my friends in Thespo, and they sent these 5 actors, whose names you might hear of someday when you walk down the street in Mumbai and see their name up in lights on the marquee. And they came and they joined our Shakespeare camp, and it was the first ever Vermont, India, Shakespeare exchange, and we love it. And now we've done this, and the sky's the limit. We're going to do more and more and more. Does that answer your question, Rama?
Okay, do you want to tell us something about how we came up with this play, the process? Just let us know.
Right, and you were all here, so correct me if I'm wrong. Shakespeare came to an end in the middle of August, and we were like, we don't want to know, we don't want to let go of each other. We want to still meet and do some more stuff together. So we started to meet and we started to talk, and they wanted to know a little bit more about me. So I brought them in and I showed them my Wonder Woman altar. And I've had a Wonder Woman altar on my bureau in my bedroom for nearly 20 years. And we began to talk about Wonder Women of the world. And they told me about Vishkanya, and we thought maybe we would dramatize a folktale, some Indian folktale about a woman who avenges violence done to other women. And we began to talk about that, and somehow out of that organically grew the idea that maybe we could constitute a fictitious group of people talking about the way that domestic violence has increased in India and in fact throughout the world during the time of the virus, this difficult time that we're all living through, that has increased pressure upon the family. And somewhere along the line, we got the idea, oh, we could make it more like a restorative justice circle and invite somebody in who had actually done the harm. And this seemed to be a strange out there idea, but we found out that people around the world are beginning to think that this is not such a bad idea, although very tough to navigate. So any questions yet have come through on the chat? Do you know?
I think there's one. How did you come up with your characters?
Oh, I'll start and then you take it from there. We decided that we would do this group, and then I hit the meditation gong, bong, and everybody went off to meditate for about 7 minutes, and the characters, as far as I could see, just leapt into your heads. Does anybody else want to say something about that?
I think we just build on top of each other's characters. We help. Yeah. Once we internalized our character, there was a lot of improv going on where we came up with really fun stuff, really funny stuff, a lot of important stuff. And I think that's how our characters became a more solid character rather than just an idea in our head.
What helped me was, when everybody was throwing questions at us, we were throwing questions and then we were answering those questions, and those were kind of revelations for our characters. So that worked really well.
Also, I think it was a different experience for everyone. For example, if we look at the character of Rama, it came to her very naturally. She had everything in place, right from the get-go. But for, let's say, my character Nandana, I just had a really rough idea. The first time we improv'd, I said only 3 lines because I realized I want my character to be laconic, primarily because I didn't want to learn too many lines. So I'm kidding.
Oh!
But it was because, no, that's not the reason why. I'm a hard worker. But I just felt like it'd be interesting to have a character that wasn't as, because everyone was talking so much. I was like, what can I do differently? Because, I'm competitive. And I was like, let's go the other way and not say anything. So I think,
and then at a certain point, when all these characters and the individual responses to the characters were flying around, we spent about 2 whole rehearsal periods writing out the scenario, beat to beat, cue to cue, who was going to do what to whom, who was going to say what to whom, and that was that took some time. And
then in the final show, we improved it all.
FYI, in Act 3, the bit with Nandana and center stage is still not scripted. We still don't know.
You're not supposed to say
that. My bit there isn't scripted. Don't tell him.
But we should give a whole shout out. There was a certain point where we were on a roll with rehearsing, and what had started out as improv and role play really began to be solid. And then we had to take a step back for almost 2 whole weeks and write it out as a script, because we began to be introduced to the technical crew. So everybody give applause to Suhaani, who ran the show for us, and she designed it. And she needed us to actually have a complete script so she could write her cues. So that was a learning period for us to write the script, but it also meant that there were 2 whole weeks there where we couldn't really rehearse. We just had to stop and write. Does anybody want to say something about the character of Dr. K?
Whoa.
I think we'd have Dr. K talk about the character of Dr. K,
Yes,
how
yes.
it was her experience of,
Dr. K
she's
talk.
never acted before, so we have a non-actor on board
Yeah.
with us, but now she's an actor.
And
Congratulations.
I think this is a bunch of really wonderful professional actors, and it was a really tall order for me to live up to. And as an amateur actor, the last time I did theater was 6th grade. So it's been like over a decade, and I think I really had a wonderful cast that's very supportive despite all my technologically challenged behavior. And we had a
actually
wonderful
tricked her
director.
into coming. We actually tricked her into coming.
Yeah, that's a story
She is a professional therapist, and we told her that we need her to give us an orientation on group therapy.
And we didn't let her go.
Yeah, then we didn't let her go. It's like,
Once she was in, she never went out.
Okay, on that note, there's another question from the audience. Anybody can answer. Were there any concerns over doing a performance on Zoom?
ooh.
Well, I was very scared. I was extremely scared.
I think our biggest scare was essentially someone dropping out. And OJ.
Which did happen today.
Which did happen today. And we wonderfully improvised, and apparently that didn't get recorded. So whatever.
I'm salty about that. But another concern of ours was if someone drops out and they're unable to come back. So last night we were discussing what do we do in that situation, and we came up with, I think Suhaani and Rachit, they've done an amazing job in that case. Tech was fully handled by them. Very good job.
Really, really good job. Yeah.
But I think it's important also to say that it is an unusual situation because we're all used to acting on a stage in a black box and waiting in the wings for the cue to come in and run in and bust the cues, and to have an audience there and to hear them laugh and to hear them clap and to hear them breathe in and breathe out. And so when that is not there, you sort of have to learn a whole different way, and you have to have a lot of trust for each other in the group, and you have to have a lot of trust for yourself, and to just go out there and say, even though we are restrained completely from acting with so many of the usual, visual and audible cues that we ordinarily have, we still have to go out and do it. Zoom is about the best that we can do right now. Broadcasting it live streamed on YouTube is about the best we can do now with these limitations. I call it thinking inside the box.
Also, just to add to that, like a huge shout out to a lot of the people who came in and gave us feedback, which included 2 of our counselors from the Funnery, Charlotte and Johnny, who came in. I think Peter's colleague John also came in, who was
Olivia came in.
Olivia came in. We had our Thespo, the Friends of Thespo fellows, Anushka, who'd give feedback, and just like everyone, Suhaani, everyone. So really thanks.
On that note, Peter, somebody's asking if they can be a part of Shakespeare Camp, and if yes, how?
They can hear a part of the Shakespeare Camp. Well, I have to say this is their lucky day, because we were so overwhelmed by the enormity of the situation of having to perform our live Shakespeare Camp in a whole other medium, and involving 5 people whom we had never ever met from 8,000 miles away in India, and to meld them into a troupe of Shakespeareans, that we recorded quite a lot of the Shakespeare Camp. We recorded the rehearsals. We recorded the discussions that we had. And we purposely, intentionally did The Merchant of Venice, which is a hateful play full of intergroup violence and hate speech and othering and downright meanness. And we did that play. So we had to bring in outside facilitators to hold dialogues to keep each other away from each other's throat from talking all this hateful Shakespeare to each other. And we recorded it all. And I've been working with this troupe to do this play. But at the same time, since August, I've been making what we recorded into a movie. And the world premiere of this movie, which is 1 hour and 5 minutes long and starring all these same people, plus a whole lot more that you haven't met yet, is going to be on Thursday night, January 14th. And I can say Thursday night, so that you guys are going to have to get up early in the morning to watch it, and I can just relax and watch it right after dinner. So everybody's going to have a chance to do that, and like 1 or 2 of these people will also participate in a discussion about it. And the point of the video, and the point of getting together doing stuff like this, is that theater, particularly Shakespeare theater, helps young people to find their voice. And we desperately, I can only speak as somebody who's fairly old, because as you all know, I was born in the year, and it's really important. It's really important that you all know that we of the elder generation are just waiting desperately for young people who have found their voice to get up and lead the world into a much better place. And the whole purpose of the Shakespeare Camp is to help young people find their voice, heart, mind, body, and voice, and put it all together into political action there.
We have 2 more questions. Yeah, one from, it says, seeing the heavy nature of the play, can you throw some light on, as actors, how did you empathize with your own characters? I think this is very heavily Ashok Mithil-based question. Would you like to answer?
Yeah, I think, see, I'd like to quote a very famous singer of our state, Assam. He says, Manuhe manuhor babe, jodihe okonune bhabe, okoni haanubhutire bhabibo kune nukua khomania. It means that if a human does not empathize with another human, tell me who's gonna do that to you. So I think these are really profound lines. And if we someday, we can change one Ashok in our life, I think that is something that we will take, forward. And I think that is where the empathy came in, that, if someone like Ashok can heal, then that is a hope. So our play was basically about that. It was about healing, but there is hope in it. So yeah, hope
Also,
is
I
really
think
Okay.
a very inherent part of acting in itself is empathizing. If you don't believe in your character, you can't make anyone else believe in your character. So it's kind of the rule number 1 of acting in general.
You have 1 more question.
Okay, I think we need to wrap up now. So if there's any more questions, just send any other queries, questions to Thespo22 at thespo.org. Somebody will type that down in the comment box. Okay. This was great, guys.
We're done.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank you to everybody who tuned in. And I believe that the play will still be up on YouTube, right? So
Yes.
if you tuned in late, or if you want to see it again and again and again and again and again, it'll be there. And you should all come next summer to see the Shakespeare performance too. You're gonna love it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.